and welcome back to my channel. This is a hair one because so many of you have asked me, have I still got my tapes in, my extensions, and how come my hair is suddenly looking thick and shiny? So I thought I would take you back over the past year, and I'm going to be really upfront. Part of this video is sponsored by Viviscal, which is a supplement that I know works. But I actually want to take you back to a year ago where I had a disastrous haircut. I was invited in to a gorgeous store, shall we say, that did a pop-up for an Italian hairdresser, and he's famous for doing some royals, I mean huge celebrities, and he cut my hair with thinning scissors, and I think probably in the back of his mind he was thinking he was dealing with a gorgeous thick Italian head of hair, and sadly that's not the hair I have. My whole life I've had fine but fairly, I mean there's lots of it, you know, a fairly sizable amount of fine hair, but it has been a battle with my hair. It's fine, it's prone to fly away, you know that, I've told you. I am now grey, and so I dye my own roots, and then the rest sort of gently lightens out, because there are some advantages to going grey, and that's you can stop using peroxide on your hair and bleach on your hair. But essentially I battle with my hair. I love my hair and I love doing my hair, and it's relatively easy to look after, but it's prone to being fly away, fine, frizzy, floofy and annoying. More importantly, it's never really been that thick or healthy, and it's never been shiny. And just recently I did some events, I did 3 events. Somebody came up to me and went, "Ooh, your tapes still look good." And I said, "Oh no, I took my tapes out about 4 months ago, 5 months ago." They said, "But also how come your hair's so shiny?" So here are my hair secrets. I'm going to go back to exactly a year ago when I had the disastrous haircut, and the hair was basically just thinned out so that it had absolutely no body left in it. And I panicked, you know I did. And so I basically spread my net far and wide to get the best quality hair I could. And the first thing I did was I started taking Viviscal. And the reason I took Viviscal is because it's the hair supplement that has the most clinicals behind it. It has over 10 clinical trials to prove that it essentially nourishes your hair. And what it does is it feeds your hair a cocktail of vitamins and minerals that are the sort of thing that your hair and your skin and your nail just needs. And before I honestly sat down and thought about doing this video with Viviscal, I asked a lot of experts. I asked people who'd taken it. Nearly all the beauty editors at some time have taken it, either just after they've had a baby or just seasonally. Anybody with fine hair will know about Viviscal. But then I started doing a little bit more research, because you know me, I won't recommend a product that I don't think works. And I noticed that it was sold in my salon, Salon Sloan, where I go and get my hair done, and was recommended by the person that did my tapes and the person that did my colour. And they basically said, everybody that comes in buys it. If we see anybody with fine hair, it's the one thing we recommend. So I wanted to talk about what's in it that makes your hair grow. And it has a vitamin B complex in it. It has something called biotin, which is a vitamin B that is proven to strengthen the growth of your hair. What I'm talking about here is hair like mine, hair that was chemically damaged, fine, and then had literally just been thinned out with a pair of thinning scissors. And in that situation, what it does is it basically it sort of supercharges by nourishing the roots of your hair, and it makes your existing hair just grow a little bit stronger and healthier. That's how I put it. It has both niacin and biotin, which are both B vitamins. You've heard me talk about niacinamide for your skin before. Well, biotin is particularly important for hair and nails, but it also has iron and vitamin C and zinc. And if I was to include a selection of vitamins that are good for your skin and your hair and your nails, that would be it. Essentially, that would be it. It does have a marine protein in it as well, which is why I think people's nails grow super fast. The first thing you'll notice when you start taking it is your nails will grow. And one of the things I always say to people, they say, "What can I do to make my nails grow?" And I always say, try a hair supplement, because the first thing you'll notice is your nails will grow, because your nails grow so quickly. And only after a period of time, 3 to 6 months, are you going to notice any difference in your hair. What you'll notice is the shorter hairs, the very early stage hairs that are growing through will be slightly more noticeable. I notice that when I film in certain lights, I've got these little hairs here that have been growing through since I've been taking it, and essentially the idea is to get them down to full length. So the first thing I did was I took Viviscal. I did my research, I spoke to a trichologist, I spoke to hairdressers, I spoke to people that had taken it, and basically it's sort of a beauty insider secret that everybody loves, and it's quite reasonably priced. Now there is a salon strength version, but that's really for people with really thinning hair, sort of hair loss after babies and things, after they've had babies and things like that. With me, it was just, my hair's messed up. My hair's messed up. I've had a disastrous haircut. How can I make it grow as quickly as possible? So the first thing I did was I took Viviscal. The second thing I did was I had a conditioning treatment called Olaplex, and I'm sure you will have heard of this. This is also available in salons. It's a 3-step treatment, and unlike all traditional conditioning treatments that aim to put protein back in your hair, what this does is it builds something called the sulfur bonds in your hair. And it was launched about 3 years ago, and it completely revolutionised the industry, and people have come along and have copied the technology, but I still think the original is the best. And you have to go into a salon to have it done, and it's a 3-step treatment. There's a number 1 bond multiplier, and then there's a number 2 bond perfector, and then the third step you take it home. It's a conditioner, which is basically a weaker version of the other 2. And what they are is they're sort of left on your hair and then they're steamed into your hair, and they actually have a chemical reaction within your hair. So any sulfur bonds that's broken, that it might lead to a split end or to breakage or to dull, unhealthy, unshiny hair, it rebuilds them, and it rebuilds them back permanently until essentially you dry your hair, colour your hair, tangle your hair, whatever you do that breaks the bonds. But if you can find your nearest Olaplex salon, I highly recommend it. They can also put it into your colour, and I've had it done that way, and I thought, it's okay. It might minimise the damage of colouring your hair. I mean, I only tint my hair now. I don't have sort of highlights or lowlights or anything that might add sort of bleach or peroxide in my hair, and that's the really damaging thing. But for me, go to your salon. If your hair is fine or thinning or damaged or has lack shine, or you've had a straightening treatment or you've had a colour treatment and your hair just looks ugh, go into your salon and have an Olaplex treatment. The other thing I'm going to say to you, and you're going to hate me for this, is you need to reduce the heat on your styling gadgets. And you know me, I blow dry my hair. I'm going to say this because I love it and I know it's really expensive. I do think the Dyson hairdryer has saved my hair in the 2 years that I've had it, certainly in the last year. And that's because it's set to never overheat your hair. It basically has a sensor that checks how close you are to your scalp. I think it's a lot of times a second. But I've just noticed that you get more wind, less heat. And I know it's expensive, and I think it's worth every penny, but I totally understand if you haven't got that much money. What I would say to you is just look at your own hair dryer or your own styler or your own tong. And if it's got air, push the airflow up to max and the heat down to 2/3. It's going to take you slightly longer to dry your hair, but it'll be worth it in the long term. If you've got a styler and you can set it, please don't sell it to anything above 180. This is set around 150. Now my hair's quite fine, it dries quite quickly, but I do love my Dyson, and I understand it's way beyond people's price limits. Christmas gift list, stick it on it. It is amazing. The other thing is, I was in New York the other day for the Airwrap styler from Dyson, and I have got it. I haven't had the chance to unbox it and try it yet, but I'm going to, I promise, because so many of you have asked, and I will put a separate video up with my review of the Airwrap styler, because at 450 quid, it had better be good, right? It had better be better than that and a hairbrush, or that and a circular brush. Now, talking of circular brushes, here is the brush that I mentioned so many times, and please don't look too carefully or closely at it, because it is my brush, and I've had it for about 6-7 years now, and it is a YS Park full circle bristle, boar bristle and nylon brush, and it was recommended to me by a great hairdresser. In fact, the guy that co-owns Salon Sloan, a gentleman called John Vial, and he taught me how to blow dry my fringe to get rid of the cow's legs, and he was using this brush, and it gives the perfect amount of grip. Look, the way it grips my hair. You do that, you blast your hair, you take it out. It never ever tangles in my hair, no matter what I do to it. And I swear that the old school combination of nylon and bristle gives your hair shine. This is essentially as close as you can get to a professional hairstylist at home. Combine this with your Dyson or your own hairdryer and it works. It's just the right amount of grip for my hair. And this is obviously how I blow dry my fringe. You know, I blow dry it forward and down like that. And then I leave it to cool, and then I separate it out like that. I swear this brush gives shine. And it's that old school idea of smoothing the cuticle down. I mean, it really does make my hair shinier and healthier. They are my top tips for if you are going through a seasonal change and your hair is just, it starts to fall, because I swear your hair does fall at certain times of the year. If your hair feels slightly thinner than normal or slightly finer than normal, if it's in bad condition, if you don't know what to do if you've just had a baby, and you want to know about a supplement or a hair care regime, this is what I would do. Take a supplement that you know is clinically proven to work. Go into your hair salon that you know does Olaplex and have the 2-step system. Take the 3rd step conditioner home with you. It rebuilds bonds. These things are clinically proven to work. Turn down the heat on your gadgets. This is set to roughly 150. Please no more than 180. And I know I'm that person that plugs something in and turns it up to full. On this occasion, slow and steady wins the race. This is super powerful as well, has a super powerful motor, so it doesn't take any long to dry your hair, but better to take a few extra minutes and not scorch your hair. And do honestly invest in a really good quality blow dry brush. And that's the one for me. It's a nightmare to get hold of. You have to go online to get it. And when I met with an online beauty retailer the other day, I said, you really do need to stock these. They're amazing. I actually judge stylists if they open their kit and they've got a YS Park brush in it. I always know I'm onto a good thing. I know I'm going to get a good blow dry. So many really good hairstylists recommend them. It does come in different sizes, by the way, and it comes in paddle brushes, but that's the one for me. That is a 50mm YS Park ball, bristle and nylon full circle radial brush. And that is how I have managed in a year, it's taken a year, slow and steady wins the race, to overcome a disastrous haircut, to have tapes put into my hair that didn't damage my hair, and to at the end of the year have the best conditioned hair I have ever had, to the point where I never got compliments about how shiny my hair was, and now I actually get compliments about my hair. It's in the best condition it's ever been. I feel it does need a bit of a trim, but I'm loath to cut it all off now. I'm going to put the details in below of everything here, including the link to some of the Viviscal trials, because as I say, I don't mention things unless I know they're proven to work. All of these things are science and hair care in action. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I will see you next week.